I was crazy obsessed when I first started. I spent 2-3 days doing tutorial marathons, then I immediately dive into making my own models and scenes. I aim to pump out one image per day. That might not seem like too hard for a target, but let's not forget that this is before I learned about like 90% of the modifiers that I know today. So making one of these scenes took much longer time. And I didn't even have a mouse. I made all of that through a trackpad. So my screen time was about 10 hours per day. I bet my friends thought I was in the cult, but no, I'm just on Blender. I quickly entered the second stage, unfortunately, where my naive passion was often defeated by technical difficulties. This stage was all about that steep learning curve. So simply put, my Blender skills just did not match up to my imagination. So I turned to the masters on YouTube constantly. Whenever I thought of something that I don't know how to make, I watch a few tutorials, quickly learn something new, and then get back into finishing up my scene.
At this point, I think knowing what is not enough. I needed to know how. There's 100 ways to model something, and there's 100 ways to present as well. So instead of rushing out images, I started to spend more time on each one of them, working on details to present a more refined style.
When I first started, all I think about was originality, novelty, about doing something that nobody else has done before. But I soon realized that I cannot grow without learning from the best, and the best usually lies in other people's works. And there are so many of these great inspirations out there. So my workflow in this stage was always getting an image that I enjoy and try my best to recreate that in Blender. Maybe add a little bit of a twist of mine into it, but mostly just sharpening my skills by trying to replicate a reference. I think my creativity was running a bit low in that stage, so I wanted to try something new and scary to me, which is animation. Well, scary mostly because my laptop is crap and I'm not sure if it's ready to handle anything longer than like 30 frames. But in the end, I made a series of short animation documenting my activities during quarantine, and I really enjoyed it. More than quarantine, at least.
At this stage, I can do many of the basic stuff on Blender already, but I keep thinking my images are crap because I have absolutely no knowledge in composition. The things that I put together just didn't look right. So I made a few simple geometric set designs to train myself in composition, lighting, color scheme, camera angles, and all of that.
Stabilized progress. Now that's a nice term for constant grind and struggle and confusion. Because I made lots of images in this stage, but during that time it's very difficult for me to see my own progress. I feel like I'm repeating myself and not being creative. It's only when I look back at my images I eventually realized how much I've learned and improved. Like, look at the evolution of my trees. They used to be so shabby, and now they're less shabby. That's a step forward, isn't it? Let's be honest, someday you wake up with a great idea and you can't wait to make it happen in Blender. But some other days, you are just lost, losing any interest or motivation to create. That's why experimentation once in a while is so important. Personally, I tried sculpting, realistic landscape, modeling, basically anything to inspire and surprise. I see this as like a little present to myself, a note to myself. Hey, you still have more potential in you. Don't give up, you just gotta try more.
I got a little bit ambitious at this point and decided to incorporate some stories into my work. I made Stranger Things and the house from Parasite. I don't want my images to be just pretty anymore, I want them to be interesting and meaningful. I wanted to tell a story. So I still have so much to improve on, but I hope you guys have enjoyed some of these works. Well, I say I'm at stage 10 now, but obviously it's only been 3 months and this learning journey is so far from being done. Well, I'm becoming slightly more confident with my skills, I'm getting a sense of my artistic style, I've even learned to add like fog and lightings to create a bit of an ambience. But I'm fully aware that this is only the beginning, and I'm very excited for more exploration and practices to share with you guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you're a subscriber, thank you for your support all along. If you're not, I hope this video can convince you to. Well, that's all the rambling from me for now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and I will see you next week.